Hey there gang, Eric Andreas, your Guitar Sage here with Tim the pedal guy again. And today we're looking at the PolyTune by TC Electronic. This is an uber cool little pedal that you'll start seeing, well, if you haven't already, I'm seeing it in everybody's pedal board because it's a polyphonic tuner, meaning you can check the tuning on many strings all at once. So you can literally strum all your notes on your guitar and do a quick evaluation as to if a note is out of tune or not. So just now when we were using this, when Tim was using it, he was using it in a single string mode. But if on stage, if you want to just check your tuning real quick and see if something's out of tune, you can strike all 6 strings super quick. The better you're in tune, the better things sound. So it's great for that. So I'm gonna let Tim take over here. I might be asking him some questions about it, but because there's a lot of great little features about this, but I'm gonna let him kind of lead it. So Tim, tell me what you like about this and tell us a little bit more about it.
First off, it's tru-bypass. So it's one of the few tuners out on the market that is tru-bypass.
And
so
what does that mean for folks that don't know what tru-bypass is? What is that and why is that important?
When you switch it off, it's as if it's not even there. A lot of pedals, like a lot of the Boss stuff, all the Boss stuff actually, is what they call buffered bypass, which means they put in a little circuit to when your foot switches off, it still affects the signal. It boosts it a little bit to try to combat your signal degradation. But
because over the length of electronics and wires and what have you, your attenuate or your voltage goes down, which is your sound in your guitar. So over many feet of cable and many pedals, it changes at the end, and which is something that if you like the sound of your guitar and then it changes after 25 feet of cable and several pedals, and it changes to where you don't like it, then obviously that's an issue.
Yeah, I mean it sounds like tru-bypass would be a bad thing then. So with the buffered bypass helping your signal through the cable, but a lot of people consider it to be a tone suck. So
the buffered.
Yeah,
yes.
They say it colors your tone and it's not as pure.
Right.
So you just have to decide which one you like better.
Yeah.
But I happen to like the tru-bypass because if anything's going to affect my tone, I'd rather it be an overdrive pedal or a boost pedal. But yeah, this guy has a lot of really interesting features. You've got your normal input-output jack, your 9 volts up here.
And a daisy chain, right? If you want to chain it to something else.
Yep, it's got another output. I don't know if you can see that very well.
This is where the power is going in, and so this is where you would daisy chain. You could power another pedal.
Yep. You've got 2 buttons here and a USB input. They told me the USB, I haven't tried it, I haven't played around with it yet, but they told me with that you can download updates to the software and stuff.
Nice.
But with the buttons, this button on this side changes what tuning the polyphonic setting checks for.
Okay, so the reason we might use that is, say, if we're playing in a drop, if we're playing in the key of D, or not in the key of D, but we're tuning our guitar down to a D instead of an E. So a lot of kind of heavier bands do that sometimes, even tuning down to C.
Yep, and they've got all that in there. They've got it all the way down to B.
Nice.
So,
okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So for you Korn fans and what have you out there, this will be perfect.
Yeah. What's also really cool is if you want to do the polyphonic thing, you just strum all that. So I'm picking up a couple there. It must be really out on some of them. But yeah, it'll switch from polyphonic to your single string mode. And the single string mode is quite a bit more accurate than the polyphonic mode, but the polyphonic mode really is good if it's just a real quick transition between songs and you're playing a gig. You do that real quick to see which ones your problem strings are.
Can you hit all the strings again and show us if something's okay? So right here, so I'm not sure why these other 2 aren't showing up, but nonetheless, I bet you we fooled with something. It thinks we're on a bass. But as you can see here, all the green lights here are showing that those strings are in tune, and then let's
probably
throw
turn
one
it.
out of tune just for kicks. So
Yeah.
so
See?
now I've just thrown that A string out, and you can see where it's out, and I can bring it up. And while it's listening to all the other strings, that's genius, dude.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
really, really cool. Man, so much has changed over the last few years in music and technology and what have you. Stuff like this is super cool.
Yep.
Okay, what else? Anything else?
There's another button over here on the left-hand side if you're facing it. And what it does is it changes from your needle pointer view to a strobe view. And that
Nice.
the strobe is perfect for intonation, checking intonation. So for that, hit that.
For those of you that don't know what a strobe tuner is, it works on a strobe effect, which is basically lining up two frequencies. And
So the more out of tune it is, the faster the strobe is going to move. And your goal is to try to make it stop moving.
And strobe tuners traditionally have always been kind of the choice for kind of like top-notch musicians, because it is a very persnickety, it's a very accurate type of tuner. So sometimes it could be a pain, a little bit harder to read on stage and that sort of thing, but great for intonating and what have you. So that's very cool that it's got that mode.
Yep.
And was there another mode in it too? It was strobe and then just standard?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
this on the strobe, you can still switch back and forth between your polyphonic. And
Nice.
your,
Okay, and there we go.
Now,
all six
now
of
it's
them.
reading all
Okay,
six for some reason.
we've fiddled with
We fixed
something,
it.
but again here, like, you know, I'm detuning my D here. You can see as the strobe is moving, it's obviously out of tune. So now we strum them all. I guess we gotta hit it harder. So you can see that the E A D string is slightly out of tune. So and no, I've hit them all pretty hard. So there we go. So we're bringing that one back in
Bringing it
pitch, and that's hot. That's just way too cool.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
And how much is this little guy?
It runs about $99, I believe, about the same price as most tuners, like the Boss thing. Oh, one other cool feature: the screen on it has a light sensor. So no matter if you're playing in a bright outdoor area or if you're in at a dark bar on stage, you're going to be able to read and see your display.
Okay, it's just like an iPhone or something like that. It's
Exactly.
It's reading what's going on. So nice.
Yep.
So if a dark, heavy cloud goes over the stage,
over the stage.
it's going to compensate and not blind you with
Yep.
a high LED. Nice. Okay, so there you go. There's the PolyTune TC Electronic. Anything else you want to say about it?
I think that's about it.
Okay, nice. All right, so go get one of these for your pedal board, because this thing is flipping awesome. Put it right up in the front. This is typically, that's what folks, in the chain, in the pedal chain, you typically put it right in the front, plug it in, and then into your tone and everything else. Hopefully you like this video. If you do, hit like, share it with somebody, hit subscribe, and spay and neuter your pets. This is Eric Andreas with YourGuitarSage and Tim, Pedal Guy. We'll see you.